Welcome to ATN. I'm your host, Amin Dillon, and today I'm here back at the Powerade Center to check out another exciting game with the Brampton Beast. But today is no ordinary game. Today we're going to see 5 new inductees into Brampton's Hall of Fame, along with many special guests, including PC leader Patrick Brown. Here are the highlights exclusively on ATN. All right, joining you now are Dave and Tina. All right, you two, big Brampton Beast fan, I'm thinking right here, right? What brings you out today?
And we're here from New Brampton, and we hosted our first major event here in support of the Beast, and being in the finals and the playoffs is huge for us. We're an advocacy group in Brampton for anything in Brampton that's happening, so we always make sure to bring out a huge crowd, and we want to support the Beast.
And that means making sure that there's opportunities for sports here in Brampton, correct?
Absolutely. We need to support our Brampton Beast, and we got to carry on. With respect to New Brampton, I think it's one of the organizations which you need to check it out. www.newbrampton.com. Please check it out.
Fantastic. Okay, so when we're talking about making sure that Brampton has a lot of things happening here, various different avenues, how important is it that companies like Kotak Law come out and show their support?
It's fantastic. That's what we want to see between them and all of our other groups. New Brampton is composed of many businesses, including Kotak Law being here supporting us too. And we just want to see the businesses driving the residents to come out and support everything that's happening in Brampton. And that's what we need to do as business owners.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. New Brampton is a group actually is primarily for citizens and business owners of Brampton who are loyal to the city. We want to change Brampton. We want to change the image of Brampton. So we're working very hard with our council, with our mayor, with our MPPs and MPs together to change Brampton. Idea is to change the complete image of Brampton and have the Brampton to be one of the best places in the city, as it deserves to be. Because we are the 9th largest city in Canada. We've got close to 700,000 people, and the Brampton name and the way the city is, should improve, absolutely.
Dave, everyone's watching this being like, Dave, isn't Brampton already one great city? How can we improve it more?
Well, absolutely. It is a great city, but the problem is, unfortunately, the message outside is not the same. When people come to Brampton, they get shocked. They say, wow, we didn't know this city is so nice. But the message somehow outside it needs to be fixed. So we're working very hard with that. And I think a combination with the mayor and the council and whichever government is in power, we want to support them. We are completely non-biased, bipartisan, and at the same time, we just want to support and see Brampton do well.
All right, I've got a very special treat for you. Join me right now is our former mayor, Hazel McCallion. Well, Hazel, it's so great to see you. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great. Enjoying retirement from the job as mayor, but I've taken up many other jobs since I left the job. And still, of course, working with the Ontario Women's Hockey Association, helping Fran Ryder, the president, to keep putting female hockey on the world map.
Yes, fantastic. You know what? I am so happy that we saw you today because sports, I think, is so important for any city, especially for the local athletes, because it gives them the chance to explore their passion. It brings hockey fans together. And today, we're actually going to meet some of the new inductees. So how does it feel for you to see a new generation of people being recognized?
Well, I think it's very important. And many years ago, we were not, the athletes were not recognized. Now, I would say that practically, many communities in Ontario, I know, have either a sports hall of fame, mainly a sports hall of fame. Some have a hockey hall of fame of their own community. But I think it's very important. I think young people or young athletes look up to them when they think that whatever status they reached in their particular sport, then the young people look and say, I'd like to get there.
Of course.
And that's a great encouragement.
Of course.
Yeah.
leader of the PC Party. Patrick Brown is joining me here. All right, sir, how does it feel to be here today?
Well, it's great to be here tonight. It's always fun to watch a good hockey game, and ECHL hockey is high quality, so I'm here tonight cheering on the Brampton Beast.
Now, of course, tonight we saw you out on the ice. Of course, we were surrounded by the new inductees, some of the previous inductees, and it's really interesting to see a room full of kids, seeing these people that have been able to achieve success in sports. So, how important is it for you as a leader of the community to make sure that youngsters feel like they get these opportunities to play sports?
Well, there's a number of opportunities here. One, I think team sports teaches good values, that we're all in this together, that we're working together, and I think that's positive. But the Sports Hall of Fame is people who have achieved success of all ages. And these are role models in the community, positive role models. I think it's a good example for young people.
Maybe, I don't know too much about your background. I don't know what kind of kid you were, but were you somebody that really loved sports and, or somebody that you kind of hoped you played more sports?
Yeah, no, I loved hockey growing up. These are fake teeth I lost playing hockey. But I loved hockey, loved running and tennis, and pretty much any sport I fell in love with. So for me, hockey's always been my favorite.
So now, of course, being in politics, do you think your years in hockey kind of helped you prepare to be in politics?
Well, hockey certainly teaches you adversity. If you take a hit, you get back up, which is a good lesson to learn in politics. But I still play. I still get out twice a week, more beer league style hockey, but it's great to get exercise. And frankly, it's relaxing to, when you have long hours like I do, to get a little bit of exercise is a great feeling.
And of course, we are here supporting Brampton Beast. And it's always interesting to see people coming out, especially in Toronto. I feel like we get so many options, so many ways to support our teams. So maybe for our viewers, because we are national, that are watching this and being like, I don't know if I should take my kid to a hockey game. I don't know if I should go support my local team. How important is it that people make sure they come out and support their local teams?
Well, I think team sports, teams get even stronger when they have a fan base and support. And it's something special going to arenas around the province and seeing that excitement, and you get a good crowd out. It makes it a really, really exciting game. And I'm happy we got good quality hockey in Brampton. I'll be honest, I come to Brampton a lot. I've been to a lot of kabaddi tournaments. Okay. This is the first time I've attended a hockey game in Brampton, and I think it's great to have a multitude of opportunities. Whatever sport you love, I think it's good, and it doesn't have to be hockey. It could be soccer, basketball. There are so many options, and I think to have that pastime, to have that hobby, it's a good thing to have.
So great to see you again. We are here back with you at Powerade Center. So what brings us here today?
Today is a very special day. So the city of Brampton inducts and honors sports figures who have lived in Brampton, grew up in Brampton, in their youth and played sports coming out of our sports system in Brampton. So we have inductees from lacrosse, auto racing, women's ice hockey as well. And today what this is, it's an event where we bring the inductees out to a night where I treat them to food and drinks and entertainment, and they come out on the ice to be recognized and do the puck drop.
Of course. Yeah. There's many special guests here. Yes. Including one of my favorites, but I'll let you reveal who they are, and then I'll tell you who my favorite is. So tell us about those special guests and why you invited them here today.
Right. Well, some fantastic guests here. We have Patrick Brown, who's the leader of the opposition. He's an avid hockey fan, really a good supporter of grassroots sports in the community. He's out here today. I invited him, and I'm so happy that he's here. We have Mayor Hazel. Yeah. And she's actually here with one of the inductees, Fran, who was a female ice hockey person. And it's great that she's here. She was here last year as well. She's a great sport, enjoying herself in the booth, enjoying all the food and the entertainment. So she's a wonderful person. We have a number of city councillors as well here. Councillor Bowman, one of my favorite Brampton councillors, is here as well. And a lot of the inductees' family and friends are here as well. So we want to show them our appreciation for what they've done for sports, what they've done for the community, and we want them to have a wonderful time here.
Of course. No, I know a lot of people know who you are. We, of course, see your billboards everywhere, your ads. You've been on the show many, many times. But perhaps people don't realize how big of a hockey fan you are, right? So, and I know you always make sure your kids come down here. Your beautiful wife is always here in her like jersey cheering them on. So why is it for you personally so important to make sure you're supporting hockey?
You know what? Hockey is Canada's sport. Actually, lacrosse is really our national sport, but hockey, I think, is our #1 sport. It's great for the kids to get involved, you know, from the ethnic communities, from our own South Asian communities, for the kids to get involved, and you do see it. I've always been a hockey fan. I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan. I know in Toronto people don't like to hear that, but I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan, and I just love hockey. I love coming to these games. Brampton Beast, such an amazing team in the ECHL. They're doing so well, and you can see we've got a lot of kids around here making lots of noise, and that's great. But I tell you, hockey is our sport, and we're hoping that we win today, we do well in the playoffs.
And I can see we're surrounded by a lot of fans, a lot of kids, a lot of excitement here. So we're going to let you get back to enjoying Brampton Beast, of course, and see the great, great game. And hopefully we'll have you back on the show telling us all the latest and greatest of Kotak Law.
We will, very soon. Thank you. Take care.
Thanks so much. And folks, don't go anywhere. Lots more coming up right here on ATN. Dee McLeod is joining me here. Of course, we're at the Brampton Beast game, and we just saw you on the ice there, of course, introducing us to the new inductees. So talk to us a little about that role. How are these inductees chosen here?
Well, first of all, to be chosen, you have to be an outstanding athlete or an accomplished builder. And we receive applications, nomination forms from the citizens of Brampton, family, friends, whatever. And we have a 13-person panel. It's a committee of council. We're put in place by the city council, and it's our mandate to survey the applications and pick the 2 best builders and the 2 best athletes. And then we have a veteran category, and basically what it is I forget it goes in five-year segments. I think it's 1975 or 80 now. Athletes that completed their contribution to sports in Brampton before then. Recognizing the fact that many years ago, like when I was an athlete in Brampton, the press was probably 2% as to what it is now with social media. So there's a lot of great builders and athletes that what I say has fallen through the cracks. We try to resurrect them and get as much information, and we allow one to be inducted every year, and the lacrosse player is the one this year, and I can say he's as good as any lacrosse player, any hockey player that we have inducted. So.
That's fantastic. And I think also part of the role is we have a room full of youngsters, you know, perhaps kids that are just starting playing sports, maybe some of them that haven't played sports but now may consider it. So how important is it for your job to make sure that our youth right now are feeling inspired, that they see these athletes, they want to follow in their footsteps, and they want to be, you know, kind of our leaders of tomorrow?
Well, that's a very interesting point, and that's part of our mandate is the youngsters you see around here at the Beast game. We have our Hall of Fame in this building right now. We're in the process of establishing a new Hall of Fame. The bios will still be here going on, but we have thousands and thousands and thousands of artifacts in the city from all sports. We want to be the most diversified Hall of Fame in Canada. We have 26 sports, I believe, that are recognized by accomplishments, either builders or athletes. But for the youngsters to come here and witness something like this, and that's where Nanish comes in. He recognizes the fact that there are great contributors to sport in Brampton, and he's honored to be able to bring them together tonight, recognize them. Their bios go in, their portraits go in downstairs there, and speaking for them, and a Hall of Fame inductee myself, long before this is our 3rd year, but I would have loved to been an inductee and come to something like this. to just let the general public know what we're all about and give some inspiration to these 8, 9, 10, 12-year-old youngsters running around here. And I know that they go down there and look, because we got Ricky Nash's in there, Matty Duchesne, Cody Hodgson. One of my committee members is an Olympic swimmer many, many years ago. We have some high-profile soccer players, lacrosse players, whatever. And they're recognized, and we want to portray to the youth of Brampton what you can get to and where you can end up if you dedicate yourself to whatever sport you want. And we're on the verge now of getting a cricketer in there, so that'll add one more sport. Another sport is powerlifting. So if we get those two in, that'll put us up to 28, 29, maybe 30, and I forget, it's somewhere around 26 or 27 now. But I don't think there's another Hall of Fame in Canada that can say that they've got that many different sports recognized. And we as a committee and the citizens of Brampton have to be very, very proud of that. And as everybody knows, we're a very, very diversified community now. Like when I grew up, I was born in Brampton. When I grew up, there was no such thing as soccer. We didn't even know what a soccer ball looked like. And therefore, I don't know the game of soccer. Still willing to go out and watch a game. Cricket, the same thing. I'd love to go out and watch a game of cricket, but I'm not used to it, but I'm interested, and hopefully sometime I can do that. I want to go down to a TFC game and see the excitement down there. So we're proud of the work that we do, and the bios that we have in our library right now are virtually enormous. And a lot of good people are sitting in there that someday and very shortly will be elected. But the 5 that we put in this year, like we got one lady here that's received the Order of Canada. The highest honor a citizen of Canada can receive. We're very proud of her. She's from Mississauga, but she started the Canadettes, and Fran and Pat Nichols, her colleague who was inducted last year, were very, very instrumental in women's hockey in the Olympics. And so that's the kind of brethren we have in here, and Nanish recognizes that, and he's so proud, and I'm saying that honestly, that he is proud to be able to work with me and work with my committee to bring the 5 or 6 or 4, whatever it is, out every year. He sponsors it. I'd say I'm not going to say the dollar amount because I really don't know, but the money he spends to do this is enormous, and we're very, very thankful for it.
Greg Rosen is joining me right now, the owner of Brampton Beast. All right, we are here at Brampton Beast's game. I feel like I'm here like every other weekend because of Kotak Law. He's such a big supporter of Brampton Beast. So for you to come down here, see him coming out and sponsoring today and having all these people come in like Patrick Brown, how does it feel for you?
Well, it's very exciting to see that we have so many people that can support this organization. And, the Kotak Law and himself, they have been a huge supporter of this team from the beginning. He's always been there. He's been there for the community. He's been there for the soldiers. He's been there. So that helps us a lot. And without people like that and supporters like that, we don't have a team. We don't have a community team. And, that's what this is. And he is 100% a community supporter. He supports Brampton all the way, whatever it is, from hockey to soldiers to people to whatever it is. So we're so happy and fortunate to have him.
Okay, so I think you have like a fantasy job that many of our viewers, especially the men, probably would love to be able to say, I own a hockey team. So talk to us a little bit about how did you fall in love with hockey and to the point where you're like, you know what, I'm not just going to love hockey, I'm going to own a team.
Well, let's be honest, I'm Canadian, and so as Canadians, we love hockey. Growing up in Kingston, Ontario, my father was a Toronto Maple Leaf fan. I'm a Montreal Canadian fan. We used to travel up and down the streets to watch those two teams play and so on. Then I was fortunate enough to get children. When I got children, they wanted to play hockey. So owning a hockey team is just one more extension of Canada. And so I'm proud to be Canadian. I'm proud to be able to support and help Canada grow and help young people, males and females, enjoy a sport that has taken us to great lengths in Canada's championships in hockey.
I'm so glad you mentioned the women because I noticed that one of the inductees today was a female, and I was like, I'm so glad that we're seeing somebody who is female that has achieved so much. I think she also got like the Order of Canada. She has like a long list of achievements, right? Way too long to name everything. And for her to be there, I'm like, it's so nice that this young generation seeing her and being like, wow, like look at what she's achieved. I too could follow in her footsteps and surpass her.
Well, I'll tell you on that note there, you're right, 100% right. But I have some very good friends that are on the women's team, a Canadian Olympic team, women hockey. And I will tell you that those women support this country. They go out and promote the sport and promote young women getting involved in sports. I'm very fortunate as well. I have a young daughter that goes to the school of the University of Miami, and she's trying out next week for the Canadian national boxing team for the Olympics. So women do need to be in sports, 100%.